in Genesis chapter 27. In Genesis chapter 27. Join with us today as we kind of look at this text. And in this text, Isaac has grown old. It says specifically in verse 1, he has grown old and his eyes were too dim to see. And as he grew old, he requested that his son Esau go and hunt for him game and prepare a savory dish. And upon receipt of that dish, he was going to offer his son Esau his blessing as the oldest. Isaac's wife, Rebekah, overheard this, and she devised a plan along with her son Jacob to deceive Isaac and secure for himself the blessing. As a result of that, she prepared a savory dish. Jacob offered it. He disguised himself as Esau. And here's the blessing that he received in verse 27. It said, "So he came close and kissed him, and when he smelled the smell of his garments, he blessed him and said, 'See, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field which the Lord has blessed. Now may God give you of the dew of heaven and of the fatness of the earth and the abundance of grain and new wine. May people serve you and nations bow down to you. Be master of your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those who curse you, and blessed be those who bless you.'" Esau returns and goes about preparing the meal, and you can imagine his chagrin, he's aghast that his blessing has been given by his father. And you see in verse 38, he weeps and says, "Do you not have a blessing for me?" Isaac offers a blessing, but it is not one of encouragement. And it says in verse 41 that so Esau bore a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, "The days of mourning for my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." Guys, what do you got in this text?
Well, I think it's really interesting. We always think about Jacob as being the schemer, but here Rebekah comes up with the plan for Jacob to take this blessing out of Esau's hands. And I think it speaks to the fact that Rebekah's trying to take things into her own hands. Jacob's trying to take things into his own hands. Just a few chapters before, God tells Rebekah that the older is going to serve the younger. So there's really no reason for her to do this, but she still does it. And the result is kind of disastrous. Esau wants to kill Jacob, and Jacob has to run away. Rebekah loses her favorite son. I think the lesson there for us is we have to learn to wait on the Lord's time. Sometimes things take a long time to develop, but we need to wait on the Lord, be patient, allow Him to work out His plans, and not try and take matters into our own hands.
Yeah. I want to build upon that. Sometimes people talk about, dysfunctional families. I think all families to some degree are dysfunctional, but it seems like this family is off the charts dysfunctional. You've got, by the end of this story, Esau, as you said a moment ago, wanting to kill his brother. Now, I've been angry at my brothers before. I've never come to the point where I wanted to kill him. And at the heart of this dysfunction is really the relationship between Jacob and Rebekah, Isaac and Rebekah. This is not a healthy relationship, especially when you have a wife actively working against her husband. I mean, she's bringing, and against her one of her sons. She's bringing Jacob in, and she's helping him and coaching him on how to deceive his father and steal something from his brother. Their own mother. Okay? I think there's a really important lesson there, and that is that husbands and wives, you need to be on the same page with things. And maybe sometimes on some minor issues we're not, but we can't get to this point. There are major problems in a relationship when you get to the point where family members are working actively, especially parents working against one another. In a marriage, work to be on the same page with each other. Go out of your way so that something like this does not happen. It will bear fruit, and it's not good fruit.
Amen. Well, thank you for joining us today as we looked at Genesis 27. If you have any comments or thoughts upon this text, please put them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you and see your thoughts on this text. Join us tomorrow as we look at Genesis 28, and have a great day.